Hey guys, in today's video I'm gonna talk about tomato blossom and rat, or blossom and rat, and any plants that actually get blossom and rat. And what blossom and rat is the browning at the bottom of the fruit, and it usually starts as a small brown spot, and then it starts growing and growing and growing and take over your plant. And it happens to tomatoes, peppers, zucchini, squash, I think melon and watermelon as well. But so I already did a video like this, and the reason I'm redoing it is number one, because in the previous video I sound like I was dying, and I was, of a horrible cold, but then I got better. And the second reason is I didn't realize that I have a lot of viewers from other countries like the Philippines and India and many other countries that actually don't have thumbs or the acid pills, and up above you can find a link to that old video with the acid pills. It is a proven method, it works very well. I did it on my tomato plants last year, and it stopped it right away, the blossom and rat, and then they grew just fine the rest of the season. Well, I had my challenges with the 120 degrees, but that's a different problem that many of you don't have, luckily. Since I didn't realize that people in other countries don't have TUMS pills or anti-acid pills, and they were putting questions in that video what else they can do, I decided to do another video and give you a few other tips in addition to the thumbs, what else you can do. And I think there are like 5 or 6 things, I'm not sure. So yeah, watch the whole video and you'll get all of them. So every single one of the methods, with the exception of one, I tried myself and they work for sure. The one method that I haven't tried is, okay, I'll start with that method. So Lisa, with Lisa's World, has a video. She had blossom and rat on her zucchini, and what she did is she used good old milk. And the reason I've never tried this method is because I don't drink milk. In my opinion, once you have teeth growing in your head, you should eat solid food and kind of wean off of the milk. Anyway, that's my opinion. But she used milk, and it helped her with her zucchini plants. And for those of you that are like me, that don't drink milk, by the way, I bought this milk for the video, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. You see how much I care for you guys? I went and I bought milk so I can have a visual for you, like you don't know what milk is. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, but down in the description section I'm gonna put a link to Lisa's video, and now I'm gonna talk about the methods that I have used and are proven. So number one is the video above with the thumbs, but if you're in a country that doesn't sell thumbs, your next option is, if you have store that sells vitamin supplements, you just go and buy calcium vitamins and do exactly the same thing, crush them with the spoon, and then add them to your watering bin or container, whatever you're using, and stir it very well so they dissolve, because otherwise they're just going to settle on the bottom, and you're going to end up just watering your plants, and then the very last plant is just going to dump all the dust from the peel. So that's method number 2 after the milk, or my first method. Another thing that you can do is, and up above I'm going to put a link, what I do is, and this is a bit of a long-term solution, is I save the eggshells for every time I eat eggs, and I'm going to show you right now. Because they're sitting right out here in the patio. So here, I eat eggs and I don't throw the eggshells, I just leave them out in the sun to dry out. And once they dry out, I put them in this container and I just crush them down, and then I put them in the grinder. But I have a video for that, I'm not going to talk about this. Anyway, so you add this to the soil. You can just put it in the soil before you plant the plants, or you can later on, once you start having problems, just sprinkle it around the plant and kind of mix it up with the soil. So that was method number 2. I'm all over the place, that's why I made myself a list so I can stay organized. That's method number 2. Proven method number 3 is compost, because compost has everything that your plants need. And I just started making my own a few months ago. Up above, you can find a link to it. So I will show you a tomato plant here in a little bit. It's right over there. That I haven't put any fertilizers, nothing. I just put compost, and these tomatoes are nice and shiny and beautiful and tasty. And I actually never grew these tomatoes before, and I just ate 3 of them in the past 3 days. They have creamy, velvety taste. But anyway, those tomatoes, all I did is I compost, and considering that they grow in a pot, so if you have plants in the pot, they will get depleted very fast. But this tomato plant didn't. Okay, method number 4, I think. So the first thing that I do, and I did it with other tomato plants, and it works because they look absolutely beautiful considering the amount of rain that we've been getting here. These tomatoes are just doing awesome. So this is the fertilizer I used, but I'm gonna keep it here for a bit so you guys can see it. Did you see it? And I'm gonna put the name down in the description section as well. But it works very, very well. This is my favorite fertilizer, the Bone Meal, and it says whenever you buy fertilizer and you're looking for something that has calcium, make sure that it says so on the package. And this one, it says organic source of phosphorus and calcium. So phosphorus makes your plants blossom, and calcium prevents blossom and rot. So you get 2 benefits out of this one. And I couldn't find this one in Lowe's and Home Depot and Tractor Supply Store, so I ordered it from Amazon. It's not too expensive, and I have about half of the package left, and I've been using it whole winter long. And I will show you the tomato plants that I use this fertilizer on. And so I just want to clarify something. So last night I had a late night chat with a fellow from the Philippines, and he says that he has blossom end rot in his tomatoes. But what he describes to me, I don't think it's blossom end rot, I think it's called cat face. And cat face, right now I'm going to put a picture. This is what cat face is. It also occurs at the bottom of the tomato, but it has nothing to do with a deficiency. So it doesn't matter what you add, you can add gold to your soil, it's not going to fix it. That happens when the blossom starts blossoming, the flower starts opening, and at the very tip of the flower, if it gets damaged, this is what causes cat face in the tomato plant. So you can't fix it, but you can still eat them. I had cat face on a few tomatoes last year because I pollinate them with by hand with a Q-tip, and I must have pushed too hard. So I had cat face on a few tomatoes, but I ate them and they were just fine. Okay. So this is the tomato plant where I've used that fertilizer, and I'm using it. I apply it every, I would say about 10 days. With some Epsom salt, but I haven't had any problems with this tomato plant either. It's I'm getting some really nice tomatoes, no blossom end rot, nothing. And if anything, I'm a little worried that the leaves are growing like really big, but that's okay. I trim them every now and then. But that fertilizer that it's right there, guys, it works really, really well. So this is the tomato plant that I've only used compost, no fertilizers at all. And I've already eaten quite a few of them, but you can see the bottoms are nice and beautiful, no signs of blossom end rot, and considering that this tomato grows in a pot, That's pretty lucky of me. And considering that I left it out in rain a couple of times because I didn't trust the weather people that it's gonna rain, and it did. So when it rains, the plant gets very depleted. But all I did is I just kept adding compost. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna add some more today. And the video of my homemade compost, it's up in the, you can click on the link above. And yeah, that's it. It, I guess compost has everything in it, and you don't need to add anything to your plants. So, to sum it up, if you don't have thumbs where you live, you can use calcium pills. And if you don't have calcium pills, you can use milk. And if you don't drink milk, like me, you can use crushed eggshells. And if you don't eat eggs, if you're vegan, you can use this fertilizer. And this one works really, really well, guys. I've used it. I'll show you the tomato. I showed you the tomato plants, and I used it on these pepper plants as well. And you can't really see the peppers here. There are peppers somewhere. There is one right here. There's another one right here. But this is a question that I have for you. So this flower here, I think it's called nasturtium, and it is taking over the pepper plants, but I don't want to get rid of it because it's so pretty. But look at it. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but look, that thing is just huge. And I don't know, am I supposed to let it just spread across the yard, or am I supposed to climb it? Let me know if you guys know. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please put them in the comment section below. If you like the video, give it the thumbs up. And I just want to say one thing. Thank you so much for coming back and watching my channel and my videos. I really appreciate that. And if this is your first time visiting my channel, please subscribe, because I put a lot of gardening tips. I am learning as I go too. And I put some composting videos, and I put some cooking videos. I'm a really good cook, so you better subscribe. My recipes are really good. But with that said, I'll see you next time, when I believe my next video is going to be about cracked tomatoes. Cracked tomatoes. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you next time. Have a good weekend. Bye.